My great aunt had passed away at the beginning of February, and at the funeral I had to see my cousin, and I sat next to him at the service, which I thought was really like a big step at the time. Like, I was really proud of myself for doing that. But then I did not process that. 3 weeks later, I find myself in my room having a terrible flashback, just frozen on my bed, and I wanted it all to just end. My name is Jill Metzger, and this is my story. I was molested by a cousin from ages 10 to 13 every time I went to my grandma's house. It's really hard to tell my family, especially my parents, for fear of not being believed and being asked questions like, why didn't you tell us earlier? Or like, why didn't you get an adult as soon as it was happening? Why'd you let it go on for that long? And I asked myself those questions. So the best way to respond to someone who's been sexually assaulted, and it's not your fault that this happened. The biggest thing is when someone's been sexually assaulted or raped, their control has been taken away from them and they feel pretty helpless. So the best thing you can do is put that control back in their hands. In the simplest terms, rape culture is the normalization of rape and sexual assault in our society. A lot of times when someone is sexually assaulted, particularly women, the first questions that are asked are, well, what was she wearing? Or why did she drink so much alcohol? Or, ooh, she probably shouldn't have been walking on that road late at night. That's a dangerous area of town. And that's victim blaming. That is putting the responsibility on the victim for trying to prevent a crime done to them. So rape affects men too. A lot of times they don't feel comfortable coming forward about it. Like, men being raped is really underreported. Like, women being raped is pretty underreported, but men being raped is super underreported because men don't feel like they can come forward about it. Because it's so normalized, a lot of men or just people in general are excused from raping someone. There's a common stat that 3% of rapists will see a jail cell. 97% of them will walk free. So the biggest part of rape culture in this society is the idea that we hold women responsible for preventing men from raping them. And those are what we like to call risk reduction techniques, and by all means, if they continue to make you feel safe, like, please do them. Like, I walk with my friends at night when we're going out. I put my hand over my drink. I do all those things, but those aren't going to prevent someone from raping you. They might reduce the risk, but the only person who can prevent rape is the rapist. So since freshman year, I have been a part of a club on campus at UConn called Revolution Against Rape. Every year, our club puts on an event called Slut Walk, which actually originated in Toronto. And it basically sends the message that no matter who you are, what you were wearing, what you were drinking, what you were doing, no one deserves to get raped. Another big thing that RAR does is we go into high schools and give consent workshops, and we talk about victim blaming, we talk about what rape culture is, we tell them how to be a good friend in situations where maybe your friend comes to you that they've been sexually assaulted, and we also provide resources for them. Rape can happen to anyone in any situation at any time, so to give women a set of rules on how to behave is absolutely ridiculous, because even those who follow all of the rules can still end up getting sexually assaulted. So instead of putting all your time and energy on telling women not to get raped, start telling people not to rape.